Hello, how are you? Hope you're good. That's not me! As you can quite clearly see, I'm in the wrong place. I don't live here. This isn't my home. Where am I? You know where I am. G's house with G's shelves in her room with her camera. Not at home. La-di-da. So yeah, that's where I am. And as today is the first day of her 7 days of top 7 thingamajig, I thought it would be nice to do it in her spirit, in her house, whilst she's in the kitchen making me tea. That makes me sound like a really bad person, doesn't it? But I assure you she doesn't mind. It's all okay. But anyway, here I am doing day number 1. And day number 1 for the 7 days of top 7 is, I have them all written down here, books that should be movies. Now, as I'm not at home with my bookshelves is what I was going to say there, I obviously don't have my books to hand. G's probably got most of them, but instead of that I'll just like do a thing here, that thing, just because it'll probably be easier, so I'll just shift here a bit, so I'll put them here for you and your viewing pleasure. Okay, so these are in no particular order. I think G's actually done hers in order. I haven't. They're just 7 random ones, so they're not in like priority order. They're just where they are. So let's get going. The first book that I think would make an absolutely fantastic movie is A Darker Shade of Magic. To be honest, all 3 of them would make fantastic movies. I think they need to make a trilogy of that. The magic and the characters and just everything and the world, and I think the potential for like all the special effects in a movie like that would be amazing. And I would be down for it and love it. So that one, duh. The second one I have written down is The Night Circus. I think this would be a fantastic standalone movie. I don't know if anyone has seen the film The Prestige, but I love that film a lot. Like, I haven't watched it in ages, but I really love that movie. And I feel like if they made The Night Circus into a film, it would kind of have a similar sort of production vibe to The Prestige, and I love that, so I would be down for that. It would kind of be like that dark and mysterious yet magical sort of vibe, and it would be something I would enjoy. Again, the potential for like the special effects and stuff would be amazing, and I think it's just a story that a lot of people would enjoy, so those people that don't read much but watch more movies can be exposed to the wonder that is The Night Circus, because it's such an immersive and magical thing that everyone should be exposed to, in my opinion. Next, I have Illuminae. This I think would be a fantastic movie. I know a lot of people struggle with Illuminae because of the writing style. Well, not necessarily the writing style, but like the formatting style. Like, it's not written, I was gonna say it's not written in words, but it is written in words. There are words in the book, but it's not written like in a normal novel format. It's like multimedia and stuff, and I know that that puts some people off it, and some people also just struggle with reading sci-fi in general because it's like you've got to wrap your head around a new world and like sciencey stuff that can be difficult to do in book form, and I feel like sci-fi movies are easier for people to like wrap their heads around, so I think Illuminae would potentially do better as a movie for certain people. Also, again, the potential for like the special effects and the production in that I think would be insane, because there's like so much. Next, I have written down Raw. I loved that book. It really surprised me how much I loved that book. Clearly I'm just going for books that would have amazing like special effect value, because Raw, again, with the magic system in there, would have an amazing potential for like the special effects and production behind it. Also, the story was fantastic, but the magic and the way the magic works, it's all like storm related and weather and stuff, and I think the way that could be put together in a movie would be amazing. Also, there are certain aspects to that book, if it were a film, that are quite common in a lot of films that do well, so I think it would do well as a movie as well. Next up, I've written down Nimona. I think Nimona would have to be like a children's movie, but I may only be thinking that because it's a graphic novel and it's like in a cartoony style anyway, so I would want it to be like animated as a cartoon, but it could be presented in another manner and I would be okay with that. The story is hilarious. I think it would do really well. I'm not gonna say any more on that one. Number 6 on this list, I've written down The Raven Boys. Now this, I'm pretty sure, is being turned into a TV show, so I'm gonna get what I want, but I'm very worried it's gonna be wrong. But again, the potential for that to be translated onto the big screen, and the like world building and stuff, and how visual, like the books are really visual anyway, so if you actually translate that into a visual media, I think it's gonna be incredible. Incredible. And I'm really interested to see how like the characters are presented and stuff, and I know it's gonna happen and I'm nervous about it, but I'm also really excited about it as well. So I'm just gonna like keep my fingers crossed for that one and wait for it to be here. And lastly, number 7 on my little list is Lumberjanes. Lumberjanes is a like comic series about a group of girls at a Girl Scout camp called the Lumberjanes Camp. And they get themselves into all sorts of magical mayhem with mysterious and mythical creatures, and no one really knows what's going on, and hilarity ensues, and there's like yetis and mermaids and weird fox creatures and lots of mayhem ensues. And I think as like a children's animation.
Hello, welcome to the video. Here's your tea, my lady. Oh, hot, careful.
So warm.
I will warm you up.
Thank you. Where was I before I was bought tea? I feel like if this was translated into like a movie, TV show version, it would have to be like a children's cartoon. I really imagine it being like a Cartoon Network sort of cartoon, or maybe Nickelodeon, but probably Cartoon Network, just because it seems like the sort of weird stuff that Cartoon Network would have, and I think it would translate really well into a cartoon, and I would be down for that. Okay, so that's it for day numero uno, number 1. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow is thought-provoking books, and by tomorrow I mean like in 10 minutes, because I'm gonna film it now. Okay, so yeah, that's that for that. I would tell you to tell me your favourites, but don't tell me, go and tell G. I'll leave a link to G's video, her channel, whatever's happening down below, so you can go and check out hers, and then in the comments of hers, people will be leaving links to theirs. So it's going to be like a train of people doing top 7s. So go join the train. Choo choo. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, chat to me down in the comments. If you aren't subscribed and fancy subscribing, I'm always eternally grateful for that. I upload every Sunday and Wednesday and some more days in between if you're being generous, like this week. And I will see you next time. Bye!